Synopsis030. Holla at your boy.
You got the girl of the hour, of the night, whatever.
You got the girl of
It's
the night.
nighttime. It's nighttime.
That's the same.
That's Alicia, my girlfriend. She's awesome. All right.
I say, bring it on back to my
So we're gonna be reviewing episode 3 and 4 of Luke Cage season 1. So episode 3, the name of that one was "Who's Gonna Take the Weight?" So that episode, coming off of episode 2, was really interesting because, you know what I'm saying, Pops had died. Luke had decided he wanted to take up the realms and do something about it, you know, but then he's reaping all these ramifications. What did y'all think about episode 3 though, for real?
Episode 3, you know, it's that classic, you know, Netflix series, Marvel fight scene that happens in what appears to be like close quarter building.
Oh, yeah.
Daredevil in the apartment complex.
Yeah,
you know, he's bouncing off the walls, giving dudes Superman punches.
Man, he was giving them dudes some business.
Exactly. So we get to see kind of that action
here
in this episode of Luke Cage.
Yeah. And even with that, like, I think that the dialogue between the characters, you get to see a little bit more of Misty Knight, but more than anything, her partner
I don't like her character, by the way.
I love Misty Knight. I think that she's actually a really good character. I think that she has a lot to grow with because we don't know anything about her backstory other than what we've kind of heard. But she seems like a really genuine cop. And, I mean, in spite of what she did with Luke in the beginning, I can forgive that because Luke has done worse. So, but either way, I think that finding out about her partner, you know what I'm saying, and what he does towards the end of that episode is what really kind of shocked me because I was like...
It's dirty!
Spoiler alert, just FYI, you haven't seen any episode. I mean, what was his name? Chico
Chico dead, y'all. They done killed Chico with a tie.
With a tie, man.
With a tie around his neck.
Yeah.
After he ate a hamburger.
Right.
Lord Jesus. But yeah, that was foul, man. I mean, I knew that old dude was working for, you know what I'm saying, Cottonmouth, but
like
I don't know. I think Cottonmouth was even like, he was pissed. He was upset. And then at the end of the episode, how it ends off with like the rocket into the building, right after Luke was kind of having this conversation with the Asian lady, I was like, dang. So I thought that was actually a pretty good episode. It kind of felt like filler. But then the latter end of it kind of for me was like really dope. But I don't know, what did y'all think closing on episode 3?
Shoot, I like the part where Cottonmouth, like the guy who he did a deal with and went south. That guy, when he walked into Cottonmouth's establishment, they had like this little face off or a little like, stand down.
Ways.
Yeah, like that's the only time. That's like the first time in the whole series like I've seen like Cottonmouth actually shook.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he was like, oh snap, this is real. And I was like, yo, these dudes are legit.
Yeah.
Cause he was like, I knew the buyer. I just wanted to know if you would be honest with me. I was like, damn, like this guy is serious.
Yeah, it's about to be interesting to see who Cottonmouth's actual boss is, and you know what he actually, who's gonna even play him. You know what I'm saying? But what would we rate this episode?
7.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I give it a 7 too. I give it a 7.
I'm gonna give it
something higher than a 7. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, since I wasn't here for episode 2 review, I like episode 2 like a lot.
Yeah.
I give that one dang, that was probably like a 9.
Yeah.
You don't get to give no late review, no.
I just gotta put my 2 cents.
You can tell her, Joe.
He's what Luke Cage say. Opinions like buttholes. Everybody got one.
Anyway, I give it an 8. I give it an 8 out of 10. Moving on.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Step in the arena. I actually really like this episode because of the fact we finally get to see Luke Cage's origin story. And I mean, I thought his story was bad just kind of when people were talking about it, but I was like, dang. You know, I didn't realize all the different things about him, that he used to work with law enforcement, that he used to have a military background, that like he was wrongfully accused. Like, I mean, I remember like a little bits and pieces of the character, but to actually kind of witness it, I was like, dang, I felt bad for him. But I don't know. What did y'all think about episode 4?
Well, sorry to be Debbie Downer.
Right,
However,
you won't look at him.
say what?
None.
Okay. Anywho, episode 4. I mean, I'm not really an origin story person. Like, I mean, it could have been better. Like, they spent so. Hello, why? How come when I'm talking, nobody care?
I'm sorry.
I got something to say. I didn't necessarily like all the flashbacks to. I mean, it was kind of predictable. Okay, he's in jail. I mean, he grew his hair all out. He falls in love with the therapist who's a liar. And then his homeboy turned on him, but he don't mean to. I mean, it's very like, same old, same old.
But his homeboy didn't turn on. He got beat to death.
But then he's told.
No, he got beat to death.
But he's still told though.
But he got beat to death.
But if they was gonna beat him, they was gonna beat him. He had to tell us he was getting beat.
I mean, people get threatened, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing, you don't know what happened to this man.
I
They
know
didn't even
what
show
not
it.
to tell y'all. I know there's a limit to your loyalty.
I mean, I'm not a snitch, but I mean, anyway.
Anywho, so
For me, I think that I've been wanting to know what his backstory is since Jessica Jones. When Jessica Jones was going up, I was like, man, who is this dude Luke? And I finally get to understand like how he got involved with his, you know, his wife that was killed later, why she got killed, what she was involved in. I think all that backstory for me was kind of meat. What about you, Joe? What do you think about that?
I really liked his backstory. Reason why I did is because you get to see his resilience and just like his determination and his character as a person.
Don't come for him.
What you mean? Or it was his will to like, you know, just be a stand. You saw his character
Exactly.
before his power, so I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you saw his ability to fight before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. He was always a good
Actually,
fighter.
you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's
Facts.
legit, you know.
Yeah.
So he's not like a guy whose powers made him into like a hero, so to speak. He was like, you know, kind of like a righteous character there whose powers just kind of, you know, escalated him to another level.
Yeah, it extended his character and then his physicality later on. And then the other thing was in the present day, like he was trying to get the old lady out. She survived. And, you know, it was interesting to kind of watching her observe him, like, how you doing this?
Yeah.
That part scared me. Legit.
Scared you.
Yeah,
Because you know what was going to happen.
I
thought she was gonna kick the bucket.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know.
But she lived.
I think the best part, like the redeeming quality of this episode was like the last like 30 seconds. That man turned around, took that hood off, and was like, I'm Luke Cage. I'm like, okay, it's the superhero. Cause I mean, the first 3 episodes, he's kind of been like, trying to like stay in the background and not be out. But then he was just like,
So he had his Spider-Man 2 moment.
Cage. Yep.
Um,
I give it a 7.5.
she didn't like any of the love stuff.
Cause it was, I mean,
I love the love stuff. I like Misty Knight. I like, what's her name, Reva?
I mean,
think so.
it was hard because I knew Reba was gonna die.
But you don't know anything about how she got to that.
But I don't want to know your story if you're gonna die. I can't get attached to you as a character.
I mean, yeah, you can.
No.
You can.
It's kind of like that. You know, dang, I just feel bad for him. You know.
It's like watching the Titanic. You know he gonna end. You know he gonna die before the story even ends.
But then that's a part of like what scopes him to be the man that he's gonna be.
Right.
And even the next extension to that is like how he gonna be with Jessica later
Jones.
on.
Yeah.
So like you have to know his backstory
That's
to understand
like a
what kind
big
of man he's gonna
spoiler.
be. What?
That's a big spoiler.
I mean, this takes place after Jessica Jones. If people looking at this ain't seen Jessica, y'all hurt yourselves. Go look at Jessica Jones tonight.
Go watch.
Facts.
What would you give this episode? You gave it a 7.5. What do you give it?
You can go before me. I gotta think about it.
I give this one an 8.5 out of 10. I actually really appreciate the backstory. The classic homages of actually seeing like Power Man and the way he actually was kind of looking coming out the tank. Seeing him actually punch through and break out of prison. Like the symbolicism behind that. And then just watching that expressive. It's like a comic book coming to life right before my eyes. So for me, I really appreciated this episode. I really liked it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
4 episodes down, 9 episodes to go.
For sure.
Go.
Hope y'all enjoyed this review.